It is my understanding that you have reached a verdict in this matter?
Yes.
Okay. Mrs. Harper? As to count one, we, the jury, being duly impounded and sworn, do find the defendant, Adam Coy, guilty of murder as he stands charged in count one of the indictment, signed this 4th day of November 2024, in what appeared to be 12 signatures. Second count, we, the jury, being duly impounded and sworn, do find the defendant, Adam Coy, guilty of felonious assault as he stands charged in count two of the indictment, signed this day, and what appeared to be 12 signatures. The next verdict form. We, the jury, being duly impounded and sworn, do find the defendant, Adam Coy, guilty of reckless homicide as he stands charged in count three of the indictment, and what appeared to be 12 signatures. Does anyone wish the jurors to be polled?
No, Your Honor.
No, Your Honor.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for your civic responsibility and being here and handling this matter. In a moment, I am going to excuse you back to the jury room. At that time, I'm going to ask if you would please wait so that I can come back and thank each of you personally. All rise for the jury. You may be seated, ladies and gentlemen. There's still.
I don't believe there's any brief or argument that can change the court's decision in this matter. If the court is not inclined to go straight to sentencing today, the state would request the bond be revoked for the defendant as of right now.
Thank you. On behalf of the defendant.
Your Honor, we would ask that you delay the enforcement with regards to any sentencing, Your Honor. Specifically, Your Honor, with regards to custody, Your Honor. As the court's well aware, he is in ongoing treatment for cancer. He has a PET scan, I believe, on the 12th, Your Honor. He has multiple appointments that he moved from during the trial till after, Your Honor. There's about, I think, 80 pills that he takes in combinations during the daytime and the nighttime. We would need some time in order to get that supply ready, Your Honor, if the court enforces the custody action. Your Honor, this is a situation in which he is in the middle part of a bone marrow transfer. It has partially taken. It's hopefully going to take, but we would ask that he be remained. He has had no issues while on pretrial services, Your Honor. He has electronic monitoring on. He is not going anywhere, Your Honor. This is something that I don't believe, no offense to the jail, that the jail will have the ability to take care of him at this point in time. I would ask the court for at least a week or two to an enforcement date in order to turn him in, if that's what the court likes. Yeah.
Okay. At this time, the court is inclined to revoke the bond, get some additional information to the court as quickly as possible, as well as the court will inquire of the jail, and the court may consider something in the interim. However, I'd like to set a sentencing date. The court is not inclined to move forward with sentencing today. I don't know if there are victim impact statements that need to be provided to the court, or at least opportunities for victims to be able to say something to the court prior to sentencing. I don't know if there's a sentencing memo or anything that the defense wishes to provide to the court, but considering those parameters, approximately how much time would counsel need?
The state would request as soon as possible, Your Honor.
Okay. Approximately
You want a sentencing memorandum
No, I
request of PSI, or is that what you're asking?
I'm not inclined to do a PSI in this matter.
We would need at least 2 to 3 weeks, Your Honor, in terms of a sentencing memorandum to get one done.
Okay. Okay. How about November the 25th?
That works for us, Your Honor.
Okay.
It works for the state, Your Honor.
All right, we'll set it for 9 a.m. on November the 25th. Are there any other matters that we need to get on the record on behalf of the state,
No, Your Honor. Thank
on
you.
behalf of the defendant?
Yes, Your Honor. In terms of, are you looking for dates to transfer for the PET scan or things of that nature? Are you looking for, tell me what the court's looking for, and we'll gather as much information as we can.
Okay. Any documentation with respect to treatments that are scheduled?
Okay.
And then the court also is going to inquire of the jail to see what they're capable of. I've had those conversations previously with the jail for persons that have either been in some sort of treatment or have some kind of injury.
The other thing, Your Honor, we do have medication with us for tonight. Is it okay if we give that to the deputies now for them to administer?
I don't want him to be deprived of any of his medications. I don't know who I'm going to need to have a conversation with to make sure that he gets the medications that he's been taking up to this point. Would that be Lieutenant Raven?
Can we give you tonight's supply?
Oh, yeah, the jail will have to take that.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, usually there's an issue with taking medications, but I want to make sure that he gets the medications that he's currently on.
Ryan.
Marge.
He asked, should he contact Raven?
I'm sorry.
Could he be emailing Raven? And
Lieutenant Raven, with respect to medications.
Yes, that in the jail medical staff. Yeah, I'll take care of that.
Okay, all right. Thank you. All right. We are adjourned at this time. Thank you very much.
Okay, so there you go. This was a very high-profile case in Columbus dating back to December of 2020. 17-year police veteran Adam Coy found guilty of murder, found guilty of reckless homicide, found guilty of felonious assault as he shot and killed, according to this jury, Andre Hill during a disturbance call. At the heart of the matter of this case was the fact that the police officer, Mr. Coy, came upon Mr. Hill, told him to put his hands up, saw what he claimed was the glint of some keys, fired in response, said he knew it was a mistake, but said he did what he thought he had to do in that moment. The jury did not find that to be the case. They found him guilty of murder, again, reckless homicide, and felonious assault. This did lead to the police chief in Columbus being fired due to some high-profile shootings of black males in Columbus, this being one of them. Interesting at the end of this was that Mr. Coy, we learned, is in the middle of a bone marrow transplant, and the state asked that his bond be immediately revoked. The defense asked that he be able to go home for a couple of weeks, stay on the monitor so that they could continue his treatment for this bone marrow transplant that he's in the middle of, so he could continue to take the 80 or so pills that he takes a day. The judge was not buying that, revoked the bond, and said that the defense could work with the jail and the sheriff's office so that they could get it figured out on how they could get his medication to him as they work their way through this process. Really, the last thing to mention here is sentencing is set for November 25th in Columbus. Again, police officer Adam Coy found guilty of all 3 charges: murder, reckless homicide, and felonious assault in the December 22nd, 2020 shooting of Andre Hill. That's going to do it for now. Thank you so much for being with us on the 19 News Digital Desk. It's 1:15 in the afternoon. We will, of course, begin our 3.5 hours of live local news at 3 o'clock on 19 with Nicole Versansky. Then we'll join you again at 4, 5, and 6. Have a good afternoon.
19 News is everywhere. Download our CTV apps and follow us on social media at Cleveland 19 News.